This is the summary for lesson 1.3, Elevate Science Grade 2. We will cover in this video whatever we have studied in week 7. It was all about using solids. So let's see. While designing a house, engineers study very carefully about the properties of matter. They study the type of material they want to use, and they think about the shape of the material they will be using for a different purpose. That is, we have to think when we will be designing a model for our house with using the blocks, we have to think very carefully about the shape of the blocks. And how do we know which shape to use for which part of the block? We have to think of the purpose it will serve. Like here, I can see the model of a house. I can see that to create pillars, we have used cylindrical blocks. For the roofs, they have used triangular blocks because when we have triangular roofs, it helps when the houses which are usually in the cold areas, it helps snow to slip away. And I can see here that they have used an arch to create the gate. Similarly, I see that they have used the rectangular and the square blocks to create the walls. And I also see that they have used the strong material to create a house, the model of a house. So when we are discussing about what shape to use for different parts of our house, we can study very closely these pictures that we can see. We use rectangular and cylindrical blocks to create the walls and the pillars. Whereas we usually use a triangular shape to create the roof of the house. This is how different shapes play special role in our model. Here I can see models of some vehicles, and I can see here that we have used different shapes of blocks to create our models. We have used circular blocks to create our wheels, and we have used the cylindrical tubes to create the structure or the body of vehicles. So we keep in mind the purpose while choosing the correct shape of our block. Here are some other examples. I can see a robot here, and I can see that they have used some specific different kinds of shapes of blocks to create this robot. They have created circular hands, and for the feet to be strong and to be able to hold the robot, they have used a strong, wide shape that could hold the robot straight up. Similarly, I can see here when modeling different animals, we have to take care which shape of block we will be using for which part of the body. Like here I can see we use triangular shape, and here's an arch shaped block. So it's all about the purpose. We have to think about the purpose that shape will serve. Also, while designing a model, engineers, they think of the type of material they are going to use for different parts of the house. We cannot use same material for all different parts of the house. We have to think what purpose each part will serve. Then we have to choose the material very wisely, that which material will serve this purpose very properly. Let's see some of the materials we are using to create different types of objects. Let's see here. We have a canoe here. A canoe is made of wood. And why exactly do we choose the wood to create a canoe? Because it's a solid. And how do we know that's solid? Because it maintains its shape. And it is hard. It won't change its shape. Also, they make it hollow from inside so that it becomes light and it can stay on the top of the surface of water and it can float. This is how scientists use wisely their information, their knowledge about the properties of objects to create specific things. Here is an interesting example. Windows. What are windows made of? I can see their frames are made of metal. They have metallic frames because they are strong and they can keep the inside glass safe. And why do we need the glass windows? Because they are see-through. We use glasses. This is how engineers think about which material to use in what part of house, keeping in mind the purpose of that part of house. I can see here rooftops, and I know they are made of waterproof material. Of course, we cannot make roofs out of sponges. They won't be waterproof. We need some waterproof material to create roofs. Also, we need some strong material to create roof because they have to face strong winds. So this is how engineers think about the type of material. They choose the correct material for the exact correct place of the house.